Good evening on this Monday edition of Mental Health Matters, Mental Health Mondays. I am your host, Mr. B. Mr. B. I got something I wanted to talk about. I'll let a few more people fill up my chat. From Michigan. Share this video, like this video, comment on this video. I was thinking of what direction I was going into before I started the video. When I started the video, something was telling me the type of energy, the direction I wanted to go into was the type of energy you put into the world is the type of energy you receive. So if you thinking down on yourself, thinking, wow, I can't do this and I can't do that, then that's the type of energy you will ultimately receive. But if you put some positive vibes out there, like I'm going to, like speaking affirmations over yourself, I'm going to, I will, I can, those things eventually come back. And the things that you think that you can do or the things that you want to do, those things will start to be done. So I know, a lot of people out there go through rough times, and I'm not exempt or excluded from going through rough times. But when you go through your rough times, just know that it's just a patch. It's just a lane that you're in for a quick second. Doesn't mean that that's your destination, that you have to stay there. You are going to remain there. No, you're not going to remain there. No, you're not going to stay there. See how I just spoke it just that fast? So it's like when you speak it, you could be it, right? But when you speak, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you speaking death over yourself, not literally death like your time on earth is over, but just like death over the things that you want and that you want to accomplish in your life, then those things will eventually chase behind you. And I truly believe that. I was sitting there and I was like, I'm gonna wonder what direction I'm gonna go into as I do this Mental Health Monday on this Monday. And I said, you know what? Speaking life over yourself, right? Hey, your back is hurting, you're going through physical things in your life. Yeah, those things might take a little bit of time for you to overcome, but if you start speaking life over yourself, hey, I know I'm feeling pain or I'm feeling this, I know I'm going through this, but I know that in a short amount of time, I'll be okay. You will eventually be okay because you're speaking life over yourself. But if you sitting there, if you going through financial woes, right, which a lot of people go through, but you're just like, you know what, I don't see myself getting out of this hole. I don't see myself just ever climbing up. I don't ever see myself just being at a level where I can function. Do you know what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. You will eventually just stay in that rut and stay in that umph. You know what I'm saying? So think of the times you go through something and try to remember this video or just these kind words that, hey, if I speak life over myself in these situations, no matter what it is, physical, financial, in between employment, stress from your kids, stress in a relationship, stress from a supervisor, these are all things that happen in your journey and in your walk through life. Right? Just know and speak that, hey, it's just it's not maybe, it's just a rough patch. And I will get through that no matter what. Like this isn't where I'm going to be at forever. A lot of people go through things and they think, I'm just going to be stuck right here. And how many times I've went through something in life and then, I thought, all right, this is it right here. And a couple months later or a couple weeks later or just even a few hours later, the dynamics changed or the fortunes changed, and I was like thinking one way, But because I thought positive and I thought, hey, this is not where I'm gonna be. This is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not where I'm staying at. I was able to go in a different direction. So I want you out there to know that just because you're in a rough patch, speak life over yourself. Don't speak death. Because like I said earlier, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You know, you might have been going through something with in a relationship, but that doesn't mean that because you went through something in one relationship that you're not good enough for anybody that's in your future. Or hey, you went through a breakup. That doesn't mean, hey, because that situation didn't work out for you, does not mean that somebody else greater could be right around the corner. You know. So I know on Mondays, I don't always want to speak just down. I want to be uplifting as well. So that's why this was just an uplifting message where it's like, you know what? No matter what it is, because we all gonna face some obstacles in life. All of it, all of us. But does that mean because you're facing an obstacle or you're stuck somewhere, does that mean that's it's written for you? That's it, no more. No, you can't elevate. You can't get out of that. Of course, that's not true. You can elevate and you can get out of any situation, whether it's finances, whether it's health, whether it's sickness, no matter what it is. You can get out of that. And I want you to always remember that, because as humans, we give up or we be hard on ourselves. We be super hard on ourselves. Oh, why me? And just and beat yourself up and sink yourself into a lower and lower space. But you don't have to do that. Pray. Pray. Lonnie said she needed to hear this. Pray. Pray. I pray every day. Not a day goes by that I don't pray. 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 God is a God of listening ears. He hears. He may not always deliver when you want him to deliver. Right? You could be going through a situation and pray and think your fortune's supposed to change just because you said the prayer. No. It does not work like that. But pray. He's listening. And just when you think that you can't handle anymore, he'll give you a sign. He'll show you what it is. And that's all I can say. That's all I can think of. Because I'm like, you know what? There's somebody out there right now going through something. Going through something. No matter what it is. I watched my wife earlier. And she was live. And she was talking with the lady, Judy, Cooking with Judy. I think that's her name. I'm not 100% sure. And I just listened to a little bit of the live. And I don't know the whole backstory, so I'm not even going to sit here and act like I do because I don't. But I watched her help the young lady out. And I'm like, I walked outside as I was bringing the trash out. And I just told her, you're amazing. You're amazing because you can take somebody else's story or somebody else's pain and speak life into it and try to change it as much as you can right then and there. And that's along the lines of this message where it's like, you know what? You could be going through something, but you never know. Your story can be somebody else's ladder of what they needed. Never be afraid to tell your story, no matter how embarrassing you think it is, no matter what lowest level you think your story's on. Never be afraid to tell your story. Tell your story. Tell your story proudly because your story can help somebody else, Thank you, I appreciate that. Your story can help somebody else. And just like this, I don't know who needed to hear just these words, tonight. She's just amazing. I told her that in the middle of the live, everything. As I walked outside, I had to go. I said, "You're amazing. You're amazing. It's a blessing just to have you as my lifetime partner." But don't ever think that your shortcomings have to define you. Don't ever think that your shortcomings have to define you. Ever. Because they don't. They're just lessons They're lessons for you to learn. They're lessons for you to never fall back into. So you take every misstep and every shortcoming as a lesson. Try to keep as much of it in your memory as possible. And so this way, when you are faced with those hard times and those things again, you're like, all right, I remember because I went through something similar to this. So it's already logged in your brain. All right, not to do this again, not to do that again, not to speak death over myself, but to speak life. Know that it's just a season, not something that you're going to have to stay in. Not saying that your shortcomings have to define you, because they don't. Yes, it is. Somebody's testimony is always a blessing to somebody else. I'm on 2 different feeds right here. I'm going to end this one right here. Don't forget to hit this like button. Don't forget to hit the share button. Subscribe. And thank you for this Mental Health Monday message.